Good evening everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another how-to with Aaru. Today we're going to do a watercolor painting, so let me tell you a little bit about what I have going on up here. This is my desk with my tabletop easel. This is a 3/4 inch foam board that I have that I used to use on my table to do watercolors on, and it's up on my tabletop easel, and I have my piece of watercolor paper up here. This is a 9x12 watercolor paper, and by the way, this is Fabriano cold pressed 300-gram studio watercolor paper. It's a really good quality watercolor paper, and it's inexpensive. This pad has 50 sheets in it. You can buy other types and brands with textures, and there's Strathmore and there's Arches. I have some Arches, but I don't hardly use it because it's really expensive, and for some reason I think using really expensive stuff is crazy, because you don't have to use expensive stuff to make a painting. But anyways, so I had marked halfway up on this and halfway here on this board, so I can kind of get my paper on there, you know, centered, but you don't have to do that. And I have my paper taped up in there by the corner, and then I have it bordered with drafting tape all the way around, and then I put 4 pieces of painter's tape on the middle sections to kind of keep it flat. I want it to be as flat as possible. So that's what I got going on with that. Oh, and then I took a regular number 2 pencil and just drew around the border of the tape that's on it. It's not over the edge of the paper, it's right on the edge of it, just to give it a little border, so if this doesn't get put in a frame, it's got a natural looking frame. And I like a little bit of pencil mark in my watercolor. Some people don't. I like a little bit when I'm doing subjects, or I like to put it around the border. Up in the corner, I have where I want my light to come from, so I drew a little light bulb, wrote light, just so I can remember that my light is coming from this way. And these are my halfway marks on my paper. This one was a little bit above halfway. I think I need to fix that really quick, because that is going to, yeah, I accidentally marked that at 4. So let's remember that this is half and not that. And I'm using a Prang Oval 16 palette. These are really good and good quality and cheap semi-moist watercolors, and I've used these a little bit. I have probably 3 sets. Yeah, I have 3 sets. They're semi-moist, so to get them ready, you just give them a little spritz with a little atomizer. Just get them wet, and so that's what we're gonna do. And I will show you my palette setup really quick with all the brushes that I'm going to use, but I'm using a couple of flat brushes, a wash brush, 2 small round brushes. I have a number 2 pencil and a number 2B drawing pencil for the darker shade when I go over what I lightly draw with the number 2. And a white eraser, or you can use a kneaded eraser. Those work really good on watercolor paper. So let me show you that, and then we'll start the painting. I'm going to do a painting of a lighthouse, and I want land not to be right at the middle, so right below, and you just kind of want to make a hill that kind of goes up here to half. And so I did that with the number 2 pencil, and now I'm just going to take this and darken that line with the drawing pencil. Same pressure, it just draws darker, leaves it in the paper better, kind of absorbs in there better. Let's not forget that we have our lovely cup of coffee for a painting. And I will keep it over here away from my paint water so I don't take a sip of paint water or mistake it for the paint water and stick my brush in it. That's something that you worry about with acrylic and watercolor painting. And gouache painting, you can do a couple of those sometime. Anyways, let's get started. Or I just ramble on about things, so I'm going to tear me off a piece of tissue if I can. So, oh yes, let's draw the lighthouse in really quick. So, let's see here. I want the lighthouse. Little dot there. We're just gonna kind of draw, I don't know, like you can use a ruler, you can freehand this, but we're just putting this on here and doing this lightly. There's some squares. And yeah, so about like that. And then this one a little bit bigger, slightly bigger. And then, so where the bottom of a lighthouse flares, so this is where it would be, and this is where it would touch the ground if we did a cylinder. But let's go, I'd say, an 1/8 of an inch out from those points. And then angle this out to those and just draw a light line out to those spots from that corner. And we have a tapered lighthouse. And he's gonna have, a railing for a catwalk on this. Oop, a little too wide for me. Around it, just indicate. And this one won't be, we're gonna make it taller, but it won't go out as wide. And then we can't have a lighthouse like this. We have got to have our coned top, then our ball. I don't know what I was thinking there. There, now it's looking like a lighthouse and less like a silo. So this is so we're gonna draw just a circle in here, and then we're gonna put these lines in there. And this is gonna be a darkened area in here and dark here. And I'm gonna take the corner. No, actually I'm not going. So we just have this ball on the top that most lighthouses have on them. So I don't know, let's say there's a window here on it and a window here, and then we have a red stripe in this area. Yeah. And then down here, maybe the door. And the window to the bottom of it. A lot of lighthouses have red stripes on them. So I thought, let's put a red stripe on it. So we have our lighthouse drawn in. We won't really need we won't need the pencils anymore. Let me take a sip of this coffee. Excuse me. And let's get our water on the paper. And the first thing I want to do is, so the water doesn't go over this area of the lighthouse, I'm going to trace it out. And then it doesn't matter about the top of the lighthouse, you can go over with water. And I'm trying not to flood the paper, but you want to put enough water on the paper. Round brushes are really good for this. And it's okay if you go a little below the ground line there. Because we'll cover that up with a dark foreground. So let's take this right up to this side of it. We're just trying to keep the water from our sky color from going over that. Just this portion of the lighthouse, because it's going to be white and red. And I don't want to have to try and lift paint off. Okay, so I'm gonna take my bigger flat brush, and I'm gonna go into some blue. And maybe a little bit of a touch of the brown in it. Not too much. Don't want too much in there. Pick up some more blue, throw it in there. And then some of the turquoise green, or turquoise blue with a little bit of the blue in it. And rinse my brush out, because I'm going to grab some orange just for the bottom of the painting there, where the horizon is. There's always that sunny glow. And I'm just going, so I let that soak in a little bit, so I'm going to put a little more on. And you'll notice that watercolor paper will bubble up, and that's normal for it to do, but it'll flatten back out as it dries 100%. It should. Sometimes it doesn't flatten out the best, but alright. So we're about done applying this water here. And it's good going over this is over the top part of it, it's letting that sky color go through. The lighthouse's light housing. So we're just gonna run blue across here, and we're not gonna completely cover everything. We're gonna leave some white spots here and there. And let's make it darker up here. And let the water do its thing. Okay, rinse it off, dab it off. And then we'll throw some of this in there. Right up to the lighthouse. And then rinse your brush off. Dab it. Take it into that orange and just run that orange across the bottom. And bring some up here. And then kind of blend it into that blue. And you can even take your tissue and rub that off of there. Now I'm going to clean the brush and dab it off. And I'm just going to bring these colors right up to the edge of the lighthouse. And I got some in the lighthouse right there. Bound to happen, so I'm just going to lift it out. There we go. And I'm just kind of fixing these spots that look blotchy. You can smooth them out. wherever you need to. Bring the color on up into the edge there. Ooh, dropped my brush, excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. We're just using a damp brush. And so we have our sky in a little bit of orangish yellow down at the horizon. I think that looks pretty nice. And I'm gonna dampen my brush, and where I want some spots to be light, I'm just gonna pull some out. And you can also use your tissue to fix spots. I want it to be a little darker up here. And I'm just gonna darken it with a but you don't want to mess with it too much. Once it starts to dry, then you'll have these really blotchy looking spots. I mean, I can see some of my own right here, but that's okay. We're just practicing. You learn from practice. Okay, and now we're gonna take the smaller flat brush. I think you want to even go smaller than that. And I'm gonna spray the paints again just to make sure that they're nice and moist. I'm gonna wipe one of the spots out here in the palette. And I hope that my big head is not in your way. I hope that I am not in the hope I'm not in the way. So we're gonna get some darkish red. Excuse me. And then a little bit of black. A little bit more red. Okay, and this is stiffer paint. It's not dry. It's not dry, but it's stiffer. And I'm just gonna take it right here. And go down, because this is the shaded side. I'm going to rinse that out, and I'm going to take some more of that red. Without the black in it. And I'm going to get it on the brush, and then dab the brush so it's dry. And I'm going to put some right here. Pulling along. And I'm going to try and blend it with that darker color so it looks like it's, there we go, there you go, that's nice. And then I'm going to wash the brush off again, make sure it's clean. Dab it, and then I'm going to take that damp brush and I'm just going to blend this out to the edge and leaving it white. along the side of it. And I'm gonna rinse it out one more time. Just like that. So it looks rounded. Rinse the brush out and then run it along the edge of that. There. Look at that. And you have a rounded effect. And then up here, so I'm gonna go with the black on that same brush, drier, and this is still wet, so I don't want to rest my hand on it. And the reason that I'm using a stiffer paint, and what I really would do is wait for the sky to dry a little bit longer before even doing this. But, and this right here under the catwalk is gonna be very, very dark, and so yeah. Now this here is gonna be a black color too, but it's not gonna be as dark. There's a slight variation. In that. Rinsing the brush off, dabbing it off, and then just pulling this over. And I'm gonna wipe some of this back before I do that. Your bravery test is using your non-dominant hand to do things. Sometimes you have to. And then down here, I'm going to throw a little blue in it. And we're just gonna put it there like that. I really darkened this. I want to kind of pull some back. So I'm going to take that damp brush pull this way. And pull up more. That. And I want to take more of this out. So I'm going to use the corner of my tissue like this. And wipe some out. So we have our lighthouse subject up there. And in here, you're not going to see a lot of the detail of the railing to this catwalk, but on the outsides you will. With this smaller round brush, I will lighten that like that. And we have our lighthouse rounded effect. I went a little dark up here, but that's okay. We can work some of it out. Watercolors do. There, I like that a little bit better. And once this is dry, which should be 100% dry, 2-3 hours to be safe. Or you can use a hair dryer and dry it in about 5 minutes. I'm just putting the details of this catwalk in, and I'm going to do it very carefully with the needlepoint brush. We're just giving it some rails. What I hope is that if you follow along with this, you do a whole lot better than me. Just give it slight indications of a railing. And then our lighthousing. And you can even give this to look, give the catwalks look like they have some supports. So we will 100% let this dry, or you can take the hair dryer to it And then we'll do our ground. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of this lighthouse, and if you tried to follow along with it, do let me know. But I'm going to replace my water, and it's always good to change your water out, wash all your brushes out, and we will be back to do that once this is dry. Alright guys, we are back, and I'm going to start to make a goldish color with some brown and some yellow. Some orange. And give my paint a spritz. Make sure we're staying wet. And a little touch of a green. And then I'm gonna have, well, let's see here, maybe a vibrant green. And ooh, let's see here. A little more yellow into that. Yeah. Get a little green up top of this one. And so right here with the flat brush, I'm just gonna go along this and just make land. In turning it so you're not just doing a, like a flat line all the way across, so it looks like trees. And you're adding a little water to that. And just making some dark land contrast with that light blue sky. And we're going to rinse that out of the brush. And some more golden tone. Just, well, get some yellow up in there. Yeah. Maybe a little more yellow to that. Or just pick up straight yellow. And then about that green color. Just for some and then pick up some yellow with that. And just throw it in there. However you want, however you think this land would look. Just, you know, bringing it up there. And then just kind of blend it down on the paper. So we got a little bit of that. Up in there. You're just making land. However you want to make it, you know? You can throw a little bit of dark back in it. Through here. And then bring that goldish color back. I'm gonna rinse that brush off. That's looking good. Just have some land masses with some greens and bring some of the browns up in there. Smooth some of it out. And then I'm gonna take some of the blue that we had earlier with my other flat brush. It's gonna make a little bit of a blue. I think my light went out. Let me check here. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. My light went out. I don't know why. But and we just kind of want to throw the sky's blue in here for water, maybe? Make sure that if you're making this water, you know what? Let's put, oh yeah. Let's take that dark color that we made and add a little bit of black and purple to it. And throw a little rock up in there. And then you can bring that water right up to it. Like that. We have a nice little lighthouse scene. And I'm gonna take this flat brush and just give a little waterline indication. Maybe that's some land poking out of there. Lighten this side of the rock a little bit. And maybe like make some distant marks too. Up here, some lighter marks. Or maybe there's a distant hill, not very tall. It just goes out here like that. I'm going to go back to my needlepoint brush and just go right into the black. And I'm going to put my little window in there. Here. And the one back here. And then maybe, gosh, I love adding birds in. Maybe we can throw a little bird in here. And then one. Like this. Fine. What do you think? So let's do this. I like to add birds in the sky. think off in the distance there, I see maybe a couple trees. Just indications. But I think with that, we will go ahead and get it signed. And with our finished painting, that we have here, I'm going to go ahead and take off these pieces of tape so you can see the bordered effect. It always cleans it up pretty nice once you take this off. And we'll go ahead and slowly peel these off. Look at that nice edge that's there. Wow, that looks pretty nice. I like that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think. And subscribe to my channel, guys. Please subscribe to my channel. Click the bell and select all. That way you don't miss any of my videos. I do oil paints, watercolors, acrylics, gouache, spray paints, lots of things. So subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of that, guys. And I will see you for the next how-to with Aaru right here on my channel. Thank you guys for watching. I'm glad to have you here. Love you. Goodbye.